Hello, Deborah here. And yes, I have zinc cream on. It looks like I live at some place very beachy and I've covered my nose with zinc cream. But zinc is a healing element and I'm trying to get rid of whatever has popped up on my nose that looked like, I don't know, it looked very odd for a few days last week. And now it looks more like I have adult acne. For heaven's sakes, I'm over retirement age. I should not be having spots on my face, but there you go. We'll deal with it. Next week, you'll get to see me with eye patch after surgery. Having an operation next week on Tuesday. So, the heat. I'm downstairs again, and it's really quite comfortable down here, which is lovely. We like that. We want it to stay that way. But honestly, the temperatures this year are a bit shocking. I can't complain. There's places in the world where people don't have anything remotely like our temperatures, and they're suffering. This is climate change in a nutshell. And so right in the middle of all of this, Trumpty Dumpty decides he's going to start a war and, encourage the Israelis to bomb Iran. And here in France, this is causing a lot of consternation, and there's a lot of conversation online because people don't know what's going to happen. They are quite concerned. This is not just a USA issue. He's meeting with the NATO people today and telling them all sorts of lies about how, this was just a magnificent show of offense. 1, 2, knock them out. It's all done. No, it's not. Hang on. Let me try doing that with two hands because my arm gets tired after a while and I didn't put it on a tripod. All right, this is going to be really brief. We're doing a kind of a catch-up day today, and Mark's off. Let's see, what time is it? It's almost 8 o'clock. He's off doing his climbing, wall climbing. He belongs to a club where he goes and does wall climbing. They're about to shut down for the summer. And then after that, it'll just be back to cycling. But I'm glad he does it. It's really good for him. He has some French friends over there. I think he feels like the old man because he's retirement age. But, everyone's lovely and cooperative and welcoming, very welcoming. So we do appreciate that. Speaking of appreciate, thank you. We've had some people who have had trouble posting, and I'm not sure why, on the comments section. And they've sent the comments to me through email, that's fine. I can do a cut and paste like I did on one particular one that was rather long and interesting. Just keep trying. For heaven's sakes, comment. Let's have some more engagement, please. We love that. Let's keep growing this group, all right? Because once the heat breaks, we do plan to get out and do some things and film that so that you can see what it's like to live in Brittany. Brittany is suffering in the heat, but honestly, we are so moderately hot compared to down south or even in the middle of the country. They're just fried to a crisp. You don't want to be living like that if you don't have to. So think about those things. If you think about moving over here, think about what is your comfort level. Can you tolerate extreme heat? Do you need a moderate level of heat and a lot of lush green and rain? That's Brittany in a nutshell. It really is. So, all right, I'm going to keep this short and just end this here. If there's anything I've forgotten, I'll add another wee clip. Bye for now. And in another nod to the fact that we're having a very bizarre summer. Wasn't like this last year. I think that's why a lot of people lost their gardens, was because there was too much rain and not enough sunshine. I might be wrong. Anyway, I know a lot of people struggled with their gardens last year. But I hadn't expected to see this return. The bucket in the shower. And we have that here so that we can catch the gray water and water the roses. I'm not planning on losing those things after they finally appeared because we planted them. I'm going to insert a little picture of the hydrangea. They're absolutely glorious right now. We planted so many of those things 2 years ago, and they only just now appeared after a year. Okay. Well, it's been very hot here, and the weather decided to have a distinctly different break by giving us a thunderstorm, quite a loud one, and quite a lot of rain suddenly. Now, when Mark put this roof terrace together, and he put all this plastic sheeting on the roofing, the framework that he built, that was about 5 years ago, and it's starting to fail because, as you see, I have one little white bowl, plastic bowl, sitting in the middle of one of the roof lights, the skylights that go into the downstairs studio where Mark has his tools. But then I came out here and I realized that this is also leaking. This is one of the sheds where you come out and you sit and sunbathe. So there's a seam overhead. I've just moved it slightly. I've moved it about 2 feet, about 60 centimeters. There's water coming through the seam up there too. Whoop, I'm watching the drips. All right, let's just have a little wee wander over here. I didn't want to bore you to death with the gardening clip last week, about 6 days ago. But we have so much lavender out there that it's actually crowding out some of the roses that have been put in the garden. So, Mark suggested, would you like me to put some in a pot and bring it up? And that's exactly what he's done. He's brought it in, brought it up, it's under the roof terrace, and it's absolutely thriving because it gets gorgeous sun here too. This is the southern exposure, which we actually don't have in the house. Not a bad thing because we're going to be having more heat waves from now on. And the weather for the week ahead is predicted to have very high temperatures for the coming weekend. And seriously, we're so glad that we could go and hide inside in the cool, thick walls of the downstairs, and then just blast the fans upstairs in the bedrooms. Okay, that's enough of that for now, I think. Birds are having a good time.